Murphy's Law. You know, you have other people doing things, and you fake the whole scenario. And we've had really successful efforts to do this that have led to new drug discovery products, that have led to new consumer products, where you're sort of evolving, and the technology pulls the business, and the business pulls the technology, and they sort of weave together to develop new value. But you're learning much faster than your competitors because you're doing it as a simulation. Now, if we keep going a little bit, you know, that's what design can teach us. I talked about design science earlier, and I just want to touch on that for a second, because I think it's the combination of all these other things. So when we talk about design science, let me give you a sense of what I mean. If you think about the original mobile complex system, here's a great chip. It actually was mobile. It went between the old world and the new world. And it had to be completely untethered, right? You couldn't count on the cloud to be there for you. Well, maybe you'd get a few nice clouds and you'd get some rainy ones. But this ship was moving through these different contexts. It was actually shaped in some ways by the wind, the mobile experience. You know, you had to basically figure out how to get across the ocean. It was also shaped in some ways by the current. You had to shape the size of the ship and the way that it worked by the way it had to repel water and sort of work in oceans. But a third thing that we don't really think about these great ships was that it actually was shaped by commerce. The size of the staterooms were shaped by the commerce flowing between, you know, the new world and the old world and back again. The number of people that had to be there to protect the commerce. You know, we don't think about sort of the great ships being in the flow of commerce, but it's really valuable to think that way. And I mention this because this was an example of an incredibly complex thing, just like a mobile device, that was completely untethered from homeland and that had to work. And it had to sort of fit commerce and fit the other influencing currents. So let's think about mobile people out on the world. You know, here's a person down at Times Square. You know, and they are really in a flow of devices. If you think about it, they might have devices in their pockets. They might have friends that they've said, hey, you know, if you're ever in town, I want to hook up. There might be other people. There might be strangers that have devices that are trying to hack into their devices. There might be free Wi-Fi channels. There is this massive flow of devices, and those are all mobile, and that's a big deal. It's not just sort of what you think of as a mobile device. Today we're starting to see things like body bugs. You know, if you watch The Biggest Loser, they're all wearing these little body bugs, or Fitbit, or the Fuel Band. And what they're doing is they're tracking a lot of data that used to just get wasted. It just was sent on the ground. And they're starting to look at how those devices are communicating with their smartphones and giving little bits of information that help you figure out what to do in your life. You know, if you're checking, oh, go ahead.
Real quick on, I mean, the insight, you know, when people look at the Nike Fuel Band, for example,